Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, August 4th, 2023. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's episode of Ring of Honor, streamed on Honor Club and featuring matches taped last Saturday night at the XL Center in Hartford. In the main event, Commander and AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo defeated the Workhorsemen team of Anthony Henry and JD Drake. Following the win, Commander and Vikingo were attacked by ROH World Tag Team Champions Aussie Open, who had won a non-title match earlier in the show against the Iron Savages. Athena defended her ROH World Women's title, besting Diamante. Also defending on the show was ROH Pure Champion Katsuyori Shibata, who defeated Josh Woods. The episode featured two matches in the ROH World TV Title Eliminator Tournament, with Shane Taylor besting Christopher Daniels and Gravity topping Tony Nese. The winner of the tournament is scheduled for a shot at ROH TV champion Samoa Joe. In other results, Dalton Castle beat Zach Clayton, Layla Hirsch defeated Miranda Vionette, Gates of Agony defeated The Boys, Robin Renegade beat Christina Marie, Cole Carter defeated LSG, and the Infantry beat Nick Camarado and Jora Joel. In ratings news, AEW's 200th episode of Dynamite last Wednesday night drew a total audience of 894,000 people at TBS, according to WrestleNomics. That number is consistent with the 898,000 that tuned in for last week's episode. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the rating was .31, up from last week's .29 key demographic rating, and equating to 406,000 viewers. Impact Wrestling aired last night on Access TV, featuring matches recorded July 28th in Cicero, Illinois. In the main event, Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz opened the company's tournament to declare number one contenders to the Impact World Tag Team title by defeating Jonathan Gresham and Speedball Mike Bailey.
He just has to find something to clinch it up here, but wait!
Wentz tossed a can of spray paint into the ring. Gresham hit Wentz. The official didn't see the can of paint, and now Bailey struck Wentz. Oh, wait a minute! Miguel with the spray paint in the eyes of Gresham. Handful of tights. The Rascals advance.
The show opened with a promo by Knockouts champion Trinity, who was confronted by former champion Deonna Purrazzo demanding a rematch. The segment was interrupted by the Covens Kylan King and Taylor Wilde, which led to a pull-apart brawl and a tag team match being made, in which King and Wilde were victorious. Kenny King retained the Impact Digital Media title, defeating former champ Joe Hendry and Yuya Uemura in a triple threat match after pinning Uemura. In other results, Jake Something pinned Davey Vega, Keith beat Alan Angels, and on the pre-show, Giselle Shaw topped Heather Reckless. MLW Underground streamed yesterday on YouTube, featuring matches taped last February in Tijuana, Mexico. Alex Shelley competed on the show, defeating Delirious. Shelley is the current MLW World Champion, but last night's match was recorded 5 months prior to his winning the title from Alexander Hammerstone. Willie Mack was also in action in a six-man tag team match, joining with Jack Cartwheel and Mystices Jr. to defeat Dynamico, Genio Del Are, and Scalibur. Mack is scheduled to challenge Shelley for the MLW title next month at the Fury Road pay-per-view. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.